Have you ever felt completely broken after a breakup? Like your world just shattered and the person you gave everything to just walked away? I've been there. My story starts at rock bottom. He left me, and the silence was deafening. Every corner of my apartment, every song on the radio, every notification on my phone screamed his absence. I was a mess, constantly checking his social media, rereading old texts, and torturing myself with the what ifs. I cried until I had no tears left. The pain was so physical. It felt like a part of me had been ripped out. I thought I would never recover. My first instinct was to beg. I sent long, desperate texts pouring my heart out, promising to change, promising to be whatever he wanted me to be. I called, and he wouldn't pick up. I felt pathetic, small, and completely powerless. My self-worth was tied to his validation, and without it, I felt like nothing. My friends and family were worried sick. They'd tell me, "You deserve better," but I couldn't see it. I was blinded by the fantasy of us getting back together, a fantasy I was clinging to with every ounce of my being. Then one day, something snapped. Maybe it was seeing my own reflection, eyes swollen and red for the 10th day in a row. Maybe it was the pity in my best friend's voice. I realized that by begging for his love, I was betraying my own. I was disrespecting myself. And that's when I decided to try something radical, something that scared me more than anything. No contact. I mean, absolute, 100%, no exceptions, no contact. I deleted his number, blocked him on every social media platform, and put away every physical reminder of him. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done. The first few weeks were brutal. It felt like an addiction, withdrawal. My thumb would instinctively go to his Instagram profile, only to remember he was blocked. The urge to text him was a constant, gnawing feeling. I had to physically put my phone in another room to stop myself. I felt so alone, but in that silence, something else started to happen. For the first time in a long time, I had to sit with myself, just me, and my thoughts, and my pain. Instead of running from the pain, I decided to run towards myself. I started journaling, writing down all the ugly, messy feelings I couldn't say out loud. I reconnected with friends I had neglected during the relationship. I picked up old hobbies I had let slide. I started going to the gym, not to get a revenge body, but to feel strong in my own skin, to channel my anger and sadness into something productive. Every time I lifted a heavier weight or ran an extra mile, I felt a tiny piece of my power returning. Slowly but surely, my focus shifted. Instead of waking up thinking about him, I started waking up thinking about my day. What book was I excited to read? What new recipe was I going to try? Which friend was I going to have coffee with? The world started to open up again, and it was filled with possibilities that had nothing to do with him. I was rediscovering the person I was before the relationship, and honestly, I was starting to really like her. I was funnier, more adventurous, and more confident than I had given myself credit for. I started investing in myself in new ways. I took a pottery class, something I'd always wanted to do. My first few creations were wobbly disasters, but I loved the feeling of creating something with my own hands. It was tangible proof that I could build something new from scratch. I started dressing for myself, wearing things that made me feel good, not things I thought he would like. My entire energy shifted. I wasn't just surviving the breakup anymore. I was thriving in my new life. And then, just as I was truly, genuinely happy on my own, it happened. 3 months after I initiated no contact, a text came through from a number I didn't recognize. "Hey, it's me. I've been thinking about you a lot. I miss you." My heart did a weird little flip, a mixture of old habits and new strength. But this time, it was different. There was no panic, no desperation, just a calm curiosity. He said he saw a picture of me a mutual friend had posted. He said I looked happy, different. He told me he'd made a huge mistake, that leaving me was the biggest regret of his life. He talked about all the things he missed, how no one else understood him like I did. He begged to see me, just to talk. It was everything the old me had dreamed of hearing. The validation, the apology, the regret. It was all there. But here's the crazy part. Hearing those words didn't bring the wave of relief I always thought it would. Instead, I felt a sense of distance. I was looking back at the person he was talking about, the girl who was desperately in love with him, and she felt like a stranger. The man begging for me to come back was the same man who had shattered my world without a second thought. And the woman he was begging to, she had rebuilt that world on her own, stronger and more beautiful than before. I realized the success wasn't in him coming back. The success was that I no longer needed him to. The success was finding my own happiness, my own worth, independent of anyone else's approval. The no contact rule wasn't a trick to get him back. It was a tool to get myself back. And it worked. I had found a love that was unconditional and unbreakable. The love for myself. So what did I do? I texted him back politely, told him I appreciated him reaching out, but that I had moved on and wished him the best. And then I blocked the number. Closing that door felt like the final, most empowering step of my journey. I chose my peace over his chaos. I chose my future over our past. If you're going through a breakup right now, I know it feels like the end of the world, but trust me, it can be the beginning of a new one. Embrace the no contact rule not as a strategy to win them back, but as a commitment to win yourself back. Fall in love with your own life. Rebuild. Rediscover. Because the greatest success story isn't about them begging to come back. It's about you building a life so incredible that you wouldn't go back, even if they did. Thanks for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on building your best life.